Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa coming to you from Chicago, USA. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. On the second day of his apostolic visit to Cyprus, the Holy Father held a meeting with the head of the Cypriot Orthodox Church, Archbishop Chrysostomos II, at the Orthodox Archbishopric in Nicosia in the morning. The in-camera meeting was meant to foster greater ties between the Greek and Roman churches, and that was exactly what Pope Francis meant when he chose, quote, comforting each other in the faith, unquote, as the motto of his apostolic visit to the Mediterranean island. It is reported that the Greek Orthodox prelate also brought up the issue of the division of the island and the loss of historic churches and monasteries during the Turkish invasion of 1974. The talks also highlighted the progress made in the theological dialogue between the Greek and Catholic churches. The Archbishop is known for his conservative stand, and his opposition towards homosexuality had stoked a controversy some years ago. The Holy Father Pope Francis addressed the Holy Synod of the Cyprus Orthodox Church in the Orthodox Cathedral of Nicosia on December 3rd. The message of the Holy Father was filled with the hope of a better understanding and brotherhood. Addressing the Holy Synod, the highest decision-making body of the Orthodox Church of Cyprus, Pope Francis echoed the message of unity and mutual respect, saying both churches are on a journey, quote, in search of a growing brotherhood and full unity, end quote. Addressing the Pope, his beatitude, Archbishop Chrysostomos II narrated the trials and hardships faced by the faithful of Cyprus throughout their history. The Archbishop also appealed for the support of Pope Francis in retrieving some sacred objects taken by the Turks. The head of the Orthodox Church of Cyprus concluded his message by praying that the ongoing dialogue between the Greek Orthodox Church and the Roman Church succeeds so that eventually there will be one flock and one shepherd as per the wish of the Lord. After addressing the Holy Synod of the Orthodox Church in Nicosia, the Holy Father went to GSP Stadium in the city to offer Holy Mass. More than 10,000 thronged the stadium for the open-air papal Mass. The Mass in Latin had hymns in English as well. At the beginning of the Mass, Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Pier Battista Pizzaballa, welcomed the Holy Father on behalf of the Catholics in Cyprus. He thanked the Pope for the visit to the island where the Gentiles were first evangelized. In his homily, Pope Francis pointed out the faith of two blind people in the gospel. Despite their blindness, the two heroes of today's gospel see the most important thing. They recognize Jesus as the Messiah who has come into the world. He also urged the Cypriots to joyfully proclaim the gospel. At the end of the Mass, he presented chalices to the Latin Church as well as the Maronite Church on the island. Pope Francis concluded his official visit to Cyprus, praying for the world to change from the culture of indifference to communion and love during the ecumenical prayer service with migrants. The ecumenical prayer at the Church of the Holy Cross in Nicosia was eventful, with prayers, testimonies, psalms, chants, and the message of the Holy Father. A key event in the meeting was 4 migrants from the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia sharing their stories. Addressing the community, Pope Francis underscored that God, quote, asks us not to be content with a divided world, divided Christian communities, but be a humanity freed of walls of division, freed of hostility, where there are no longer strangers, but only fellow citizens, end quote. The ecumenical prayer concluded with an apostolic blessing and the Lord's Prayer. Pope Francis was also present with an icon of the island's patron, Saint Barnabas. Ethiopian Catholic Bishop Tesfasaleti Medhin of Adigrat has come out with a video statement in which he has sought an end to the indiscriminate bombing by federal troops in the Tigray region that are killing people and destroying homes and buildings. The bishop himself was cut off from other prelates because of the ongoing war in the province. He likened the killing of Tigray people to ethnic cleansing. Bishop Medhin added that the Catholic Church in Tigray, like the people, has also been affected by the war. Churches, rectories, schools, and health centers have been bombed and looted. As many as 14 vehicles have been taken away, said the bishop. He also said that the laity, priests, and religious sisters have been psychologically and physically attacked by local and foreign troops. He also condemned the detention of Tigrayans and the head of the Salesians in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. The bishop also sought an investigation by an independent international body. Defending the lives of the vulnerable, yet again, the Portuguese president has held the sanctity of life. Citing the language used in the proposed second draft of the euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide bill as unspecific and vague, President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, who is a staunch Catholic, has vetoed the bill for the second time. De Sousa had vetoed the first draft of the bill earlier this year, seeking the Constitutional Court to evaluate the lawmakers' legislations. In January, lawmakers passed a bill legalizing euthanasia. However, the president urged the Constitutional Court to review the bill's, quote, excessively undefined concepts, end quote. The court then rejected it, stating the bill's definition of when the right to die may be granted were, quote, imprecise, end quote. Under the revised law, anybody over 18 can request assistance in dying for a terminal illness, severe injury, or disability that renders a person dependent on a third party or on technology to accomplish fundamental daily chores. The Portuguese president has effectively shelved the legislation until parliamentary election in January 2022. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.